This is Joe, and these are confessions of an office supply junkie. Hey, this is Joe. I'm at Office Max, and I'm an office supply junkie. Look at this. This is like a laminated wooden cover with a fountain pen logo and some really cool, like, note-taking, list-making kind of paper. How cool is that? Look, we have reporters' notebooks. A 4-pack. Hardback reporters' notebooks. How cool is that? Too bad I'm not a reporter. Well, I guess I walked out of there with some reporters' notebooks. Guess what we have? We have a lot more notebooks to talk about, so stay tuned. Well, so I made this unplanned purchase of 4 Office Depot brand reporters notebooks, hard-backed. Now, Office Depot and Office Max are apparently the same store now. They've merged, so their inventory is now merged. I will notice, or I'll make an observation that going to Office Max versus going to Staples, Office Max, the one I went to in my town, looks like the inventory is all on discount, so it sort of has that closeout look, whereas Staples looks a little bit more well established. I don't know, that's kind of strange, but anyway, so we got 4 of these notebooks. Now, my history with using reporters notebooks, I have several of them that I've used. This one is dated from 2010, December 28th, 2010 to October 16th, 2011. And these are great notebooks for writing notes and everything, and they are, taller than a normal size notebook. They're wide enough you can really make good notes, and you can stick them in your hip pocket or in a notebook bag or carry-all bag or whatever. The second one was dated from October 17th, 2011, and as is typical with me, I end up quit using it before I ever finished it. But the last date on here is January 6, 2014. So an unfinished notebook. That's my history. These are Ampad brand evidence notebooks, and they were purchased at Staples. And then, more recently, I got this Field Notes, a set of 2 reporters notebooks. These are probably the highest end, if you will, best quality, although I haven't really compared them to these, but these Field Notes are really good. This is the Byline 70-page notebooks, and if you know Field Notes, you know they make real high-quality stuff. Every quarter they come out with a new product, but this Office Depot brand looks pretty good. So those are reporters notebooks. I have plenty of them now. Now, if you're interested in other kinds of pocket-sized notebooks, let's look at Field Notes. As I said earlier, they come out with a new set of notebooks every quarter. They're all different. They're great. This is a set of 2 from the Ambition series, and one of them is a 56-week date book in kind of a chocolate brown with gold edges. And what's cool about the Field Notes is they give you the specifications on everything, all the paper, the ink, even the machines, the printing presses they were folded and printed on and cut on. It's really artisanal in a sense. And the other one is the Montana series. They're making a series for every state. Field Notes is a great product, and they're a little more pricey than others, but you really get what you pay for. So there's the Field Notes. These are great notebooks. They are indeed a hip pocket, shirt pocket size carryables. Then another venerable brand is going to be your Rhodia pads. Rhodia pads are made in France. They're made from high-grade vellum paper, and they take fountain pen really well. They use a metal coil binding. This particular one is a grid paper. They are perforated on the edges so you can tear them out easy. And they're noted for their orange covers. And yeah, these are great notebooks. They have a the covers are paper, I think, but they kind of almost feel plasticky, you know, like kind of nice and smooth. And then there's a cardboard backing inside for a sturdy surface to write upon. So if you're especially a fountain pen writer, Rhodia pads are really great, and they come in all kinds of different sizes and shapes. But somehow I kind of like the ones with a binding on top where you flip them over. I really like that style for writing by hand. Then, Write in the Rain notebooks. These are also special. This is a great brand. So the Write in the Rain are literally all weather. It has a plastic covers, a metal coil binding, and the paper is lined, and you can write on it in almost any kind of condition. This is a good combination with a Fisher Space Pen. Now, this particular one is dated from July 10th, 2012 to January 5th, 2016. 4 years. So I used it for a while, put it aside, and then started using it again. But it's great to archive these old notebooks with all your old notes in them, because you can go back and just see all kinds of stuff. I was using this one for a lot of photography notes when I was going out shooting large format and pinhole cameras. I would be writing down my exposure times and all that. I even had some notes about video production, the different clips and scenes. And going back further in time, a lot of photography, and just notes, thoughts I did, brainstorming ideas and all that. So these are great notebooks for that. All-weather notebooks. Okay, here's a little more traditional notebook. This is AMPAD. Golden Fiber is the line, and you can find these again at Staples. This is kind of a yellowish legal pad, and it is a little bit bigger than the Rhodia size. No cover, just a sturdy piece of cardboard in the back, but these are good notebooks. I would say more for around the office, around home. They're not quite as convenient for on the road, because without a cover, the pages get wrinkled and dog-eared and stuff. And then I also have a fondness for the types of notebooks that are the size of stenographer pads, but I don't like stenographer's pads with the Greg ruling the middle line down the center, because they kind of distracts it. But again, this is another Golden Fiber. It has that gray cover, the classic looking cover, and it's a copper colored metal coil wire binding. And it's that great color front and back, and then it's a yellow legal pad type of paper, and it's perforated so you can detach it. And this one started at 2008. 2008, yeah, I was using this a lot in 2008. But again, these Golden Fiber notebooks are really great. Classic look, right? Classic look. And then let's get into some little bit larger size. And so, you know, the Moleskine brand are very famous, very popular. These are the ruled journals, the Cahiers, a set of 3 of them. And there's 2 still in this pack. Let me pull out one of them. And so these are, I don't know if I have the size on this. I probably tore that part off. But anyway, this is a gray binding, and it uses a cream-colored paper that's lined. So standard notebook for writing on. They give you the little pouch in the back for putting little papers in, which is kind of handy. These are nice notebooks, but you know, I've never really been a Moleskine fan. I'm not opposed to them. I just think there are so many other brands of notebooks out there to consider that I just like to find alternatives to the popular things. So here is another Field Notes notebook that I've been using a lot of lately. This one is the Field Notes that is, the cover is made from cherry wood veneer by Graphic Wood Technologies. So it's an actual laminated wood layer on the paper cardboard cover. Really kind of a cool look to it, and I find myself using it a lot. I started this notebook for documenting the inventory of 78 RPM records in my Victrola collection, and then I just decided that I was wasting the rest of the notebook, so I just started using it, and I've been using it for notes about my videos and just general note-taking and stuff, and I keep it in a travel bag with my cameras. In this particular notebook, I've been using the Bic Crystal Blue pens, and I just kind of stick it in there. Those are great notebooks, love them. Now here's another thing. We mentioned earlier about the Rhodia pads. This right here is a canvas holster for your Rhodia pads and any pad that has a similar size to it. Again, this is the same kind of grid paper Rhodia pad as I showed you earlier. This particular pouch has room for your calculator and your steel ruler, which everybody needs to have, and for a Fisher space pen. This is the retractable kind. So again, this is an all-weather carrying case for the Rhodias, but actually you could use the Write in the Rain notebooks. I think the holster is actually for Write in the Rain. I just happen to be using it with a Rhodia pad, but the Write in the Rain notebooks fit in there just fine also. So now, the last thing I want to cover today about notebooks is you might know that I've been making my little wallet-sized notebooks. And I have a number of them. I call them neat notebooks, and I come up with this little slogan that says, wallet carry, take anywhere, write anytime. And these are made from one sheet, 8.5 inch by 11 inch sheet of typing paper, and then I use some kind of a cover that's the same kind of paper. You cut it in quarters and that becomes your cover. You basically take a sheet of paper, fold it 3 times, staple the center, cut 2 edges, round the corners, and you got yourself a 16-page notebook that will fit in a man's wallet. And these are all the ones that I've used up so far, and so they're all full of notes, and I just archive these, and they're very handy. I make them all different style covers. Some of the covers, let me show you this. Some of the covers I laminate with 2-inch wide packing tape, so it's more moisture proof. Sometimes I put little stickers on them. This one is a Japanese Itoya black craft paper cover. Sometimes I'm using more traditional looking papers like this parchment paper. Here's kind of a textured cardstock kind of a cover, standard paper cover, etc. But these are very cool, and I enjoy making them, and I make them in batches, so I have to probably start making another batch of these soon. I have a whole stack of them though that are ready to be used, and when I run out of the current one, and I also give these away to people. So it's kind of a neat little thing. I love those. Lastly, and this is lastly for reals now, when I started making notes about my video productions, I would just write them on a sheet of 8.5 inch by 11 inch paper, and I discovered I was starting to fold the papers in half and starting to write on them like this, and pretty soon I started collecting these papers. And so now what I have is this cardboard binding that is put together with a piece of 2-inch wide gaffer's tape, and I simply use a bulldog clip, and I have all of these writings in chronological order of my video production notes. And so this is sort of becoming a notebook or a book of its own that I can add pages to as I continue. So video production notes, homemade cardboard notebook, and again I'm using the 1.6 millimeter Bic Crystal Bold Blue pen. Well, this is Joe Van Cleve, and I'm an office supply junkie, as you well know. You have yourself a good day.